welcome back, and you're watching Breakfast Show on Nile TV International. And in our first segment, we will be discussing the reinstatement of Egypt at the Pan-African Parliament, and also we will be talking about the various issues discussed. And on top of the agenda, which was discussed during the opening ceremony, was fighting terrorism in African countries. And joining us right now in the studio to shed more light on that topic is former parliamentarian Huda Rizqana. Dr. Huda, welcome with us.
Almost full.
Good morning.
Morning.
Dr. Huda, how do you see the significance of Egypt retrieving the membership of the Pan-African Parliament?
This is a great step for Egypt, of course. And it was expected because of the activity of our president. Actually, he was very active at the international level, and he was joining a lot of international and, the world economics and all the events and on the United Nations, and he was very, very keen to retrieve again or to get back to Africa, because the role of Egypt was mandatory, and it was a history joining African countries in the process of liberation from colonization, and now we are joining them in the development, and on top of that, fighting terrorism, which is a major issue on the international agenda. So when you secure our borders and our extensions, the natural extension for Egypt is Africa, of course, from the east and from the south. And we are keen to maintain a powerful and sustained development agenda with the African countries. First of all, it's a very rich continent, very rich. Everybody's fighting to be in Africa. So we have the path to enrich our economy and also support our development. And we having a lot of steps towards this issue. Beside the political agenda in fighting the terrorism movements, you can say that it's expanding all around the area. They are working on the east, the West Desert, south to Morocco and Mauritania in this area, and they are fighting also in Libya, as we are dealing with the situation. It's a very threatening situation, actually, and it can extend to a lot of areas down in, if it's gonna be in Nigeria, it's a full, and Boko Haram issues and all that. So it's expanding and extensively supplied, because this is bread and butter for the companies who they produce the weapons. So very, very successful trade to supply these crazy people with weapons daily, and you gain millions of dollars without doing anything except let the people fight each other. No wise person or wise vision were shedding any lights on why we have this terrorist movements active right now, except because it was built through some time, the past time, and successfully now they are running the show. So our life is suspended, and we have to keep our life safe. So this is the first step to cooperate, and all these countries in this African continent should be a safe place for the people to live and enjoy development. So I think Egypt also were very supportive. We have our president was creating a fund treasure for the development and the economical sustainability for African countries, and it was issued in 2014. I think it was announced, and this is a good chance to have this relation economically, the economic ties produce a lot of effects. You can get people interested in the same way, and also they keen to keep their trades successful, so they keep their countries safe. So economically tying these people, they also will start thinking about this process of terrorism, which interrupt any successful life or any successful trades, because they are doing a hell of problems all these countries, all over these countries.
Well, from your field of expertise, do you feel that the initiative of having a common African market could be easily implemented with the current situation in Africa? And how can we maintain a balance between security and economy?
Well, they have to go hand in hand, of course. You have to stabilize fighting terrorism, starting with this, and make a peaceful environment for trading. The thing that if we are joining the same targets and we are protecting each other, this will be the successful event, because if we have this here in Cairo, this will be in Cairo, and the center of this trading
zone, yeah.
Yes, the trading zone, free zone, everybody will enjoy tax-free trading. You will also attract a lot of European people and European companies, because when they work in Egypt as Turkey, when they work in Egypt here, they enjoy the benefits of a lot of our trades between Africa and Egypt, and they are joining the advantages of having the deals, previous deals between Egypt and a lot of African Union countries, which facilitate also trading, building ties, also exchanging views, because if you have any issue which is you need to elaborate or to explain to the people, they get close to you. We don't have a lot of barriers. It will open the barriers and will open a lot of ways to cooperate. Also, the young generation will have the chance to see these people and to exchange views, and maybe they have a common path of interest in exchanging their culture and their economical, backgrounds. As you can see, in a lot of African countries, very rich in diamonds, very rich in natural resources, and we are very rich also in our natural resources in Sinai, and we can do a lot about the mining and the trading with our goods in exchange to their natural resources. So when we can see this trading process coming regularly and coming with a smooth, environment, a lot of enhancement will be there. As we can see, a lot of areas with fame and poverty and a lot of suffering in the middle of Africa countries, the middle of Africa. So because they are lacking communication, lacking also to be on the map, and they abuse them for their medical experiment, and they are trying all the lab work over these people. They are very poor at this point. They don't have any medical coverage, they don't have any care, so they produce the problem, and they okay, we have a problem here, and start to build this fantasy about AIDS and Ebola and all that stuff. And this was a lab-made diseases. And poorly, these people, they were the first to be examined under these tricky medical triggers. So I think when we build awareness, when we build communication, because Egypt have a lot of touches since Nasser's days. We've been involving in the liberation movements. We've been involving in protecting their rights. You think, or you remember Nigeria, and you remember Sudan, all these activities, and also all the desert problems, the West Desert. So we are fighting for them. And we won't leave it for the vacuum because Israel is there watching, China is there watching. So it's a privilege for us and very successful step. And if we already regained our seat, and we are successfully, we will manage this, because a lot of our parliamentarian members, they are joining the PAN Parliament as a permanent seat. This is very good to have it, and it will maintain contact and pass safely our views. They can protect our interests also in their lands. So I think this is a marvelous step, by all means.
Okay, Egypt has a controversial issue with Ethiopia over the Grand Renaissance Dam.
Yes.
So do you believe such a membership in the parliament will boost its stance regarding this issue?
Well, for the time being, I can tell you that this can be a step which can produce some pressure on Ethiopia. But we have to manage the situation in our way, of course. We won't let go like this, of course. The thing that if you put some pressure and the PAN Parliament, African Parliament will interfere at this point, they may have a lot of change. But to tell you the truth, that this dam, it was built. It's built already. But the failure to work it right now is something wrong in the building itself, because they failing to inflow the water inside it. So every time they have a broken thing, because it was built on the wrong site, and it was built on regardless of all the precautions and the warning of the technical and views and the studies were performed by the expert. So I think at this point maybe they can produce some pressure on Ethiopia. The other issue that the legal way we will take preserving our historical rights will take place and can be also applied through this Pan-African. If we take it in the international court, it will produce results, and we can apply it via the Pan-African Parliament. So this might be a step to preserve our rights and to protect it also, and to be a tool to manipulate anybody who would rather prefer to hurt us. I think so.
Well, from what you're saying, then you're saying that yes, this membership might help us with the Ethiopian issue, but the thing is, usually decisions are taken based on common interest.
Yes.
Until now, with the African countries most probably will be expecting economical support from Egypt when we already have our own economic problems. So what can we do about it? I don't think that we'll be up to their expectations.
Because we have a fund for them, very special fund for the development and the support of the African countries. Mm-hmm. And this was started a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And we have in our economy a part to support African countries. In the education level, on the religion also in the economical area. So I think we won't be hurt. We have to activate these channels based on take and give and take. So I think the thing that we dealing right now is not to give them money only. No, we can give them technical support, we give them education, we give them our experience in certain areas. We are suffering right now in Egypt, and maybe the administrative issue which kills everybody. This is our main problem in Egypt right now. But we are not lacking education or experiences in our generations, or the young generation coming with wonderful also results. It's not a very bad standard, because our graduates are taken all over Europe and Canada. They are seeking Egyptian all the time. because they are educated, well educated. So we can use this educated generation and we can expand our economical and technical support for them, and exchange of the, and always the development of the economical ties comes when you build a successful channel to produce, you know, any goods, and you exchange it, and you can make a current, you know, situation of bringing also third party, because we have a third party coming through from the Arab countries, from the European Union. They will be interested to get into the African market, and this will be located in Cairo. So this is a very good proposal for Egypt. It will activate the movement, and we have to take our share and participate in an intelligent way. So we have to do some work here. We have to do some work. Which means we have to prepare the people who are dealing with this commercial area, and let them on the level of the international level, because it has to be smart administration and away from bureaucracy, away from complicated steps some people are taking in our you know, process of development. Some people, not everybody. Because I think the only one who will make it easy is the president. So everybody will go there for him to solve it, because actually there is a lot of bureaucracy in our you know, system. We have to get rid of that. And I think this area should also enjoy the young generation who are successfully trained, and training is the main issue. We can also, we're going to supply them with training programs. Beside the education, there is a training and also transformation from area to area. I mean, it won't be if you are a graduate from engineering, you can do some work in also production of management or engineering management or other areas for development of machinery, training programs for young generations. This could be a good support. And we have a support from international funds to support us at this point. I mean, Egypt has support from each area here, either if the international fund from international corporations to support education and training. So we are using this to elaborate and to make a successful step at this point, because we have to be successful. We should. We won't let failures lead us again.
Okay, after being neglected for a long time, the relations with Africa, and now Egypt realized the importance of this black continent. Of course, Egypt has its own problems, and also Africa has lots of problems. So what are the dire needs of the Africans now that Egypt can help them? The quick recipe for the problems.
Well, to tell you the truth, right now each country has its own agenda, of course. And the other issue that we are not neglecting Africa, because we've been taking care of Africa you know, since Nasser's day. It's more than 50 years. And this makes us having a background there. And they are very happy that we are returned back, because they thought that we are neglecting them and we don't care about them, and we are not belonging. We don't belong to them. So when they feel the sensation of belonging, they are activated again. The issue is that they understand very well how to deal also with their problems and how to make a cooperation programs. And we have to start this cooperation and dealing with each country problem. And I think we have to discuss the potentials of each country. There are a lot of potentials, I mean, in areas rich in diamonds, in areas rich in plantation, in areas rich in cocoa, cacao, and also we have international trading at this point. So we have to be very keen about dealing with the defects we having in each area to repair and to readjust with the international and the new approaches and the management and also in the training areas. So when we say we have our problems and they have their problems, how we with our problems deal with them and what's the benefit or what's going to be. The issue is that overcoming the problems is the way to succeed. If we see problem, the problem will be there. If we don't deal or we cannot deal with the problem, we can go around and make a solution, and then by time the problem will be solved because we have another approach. It won't be the same if we look at again. Some professors told me sometimes you sleep with a big problem like this. The second day we find that this problem was melting down. But on the ground, on reality, we have to work hard and to see what are the best way to solve each problem by itself. And this can be a mutual interest, because if they are not interested, this is a big issue. But we expect a lot of cooperation and understanding, because everybody feels the need for such a union. And they feel it because anybody can go to their countries and just take and not give. If they find that they give and take here involved with the development of their society and the regeneration of their youth, and also updating them and giving them what they need, I think they will act in a problem. Because African countries are they have a high potential of resources and also of thinking.
Well, Dr. Huda Rusqana, former member of Parliament, thank you very much for joining us today, and welcome to Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much. I hope I was having some lights here.
It was great.
Thank you very much for this chance, and I wish you the best, of course.
Thank you.
Happy شم النسيم, but it is too late.
Thank you.
And now